We recently started a web app for AI-generated pictures, so Flux was the main direction to research. But here is what I found. Everyone talks about Flux actually, but no one shows how to work with that via API. So today I'm going to show how exactly to do this. By the end of the video, you're going to create your own Airtable app where you can generate any picture of yourself with just a single prompt, with just few clicks. Please subscribe our channel. Remember, all the templates from NNN can be found inside our school community. Before getting started, consider we will need few things set up. First, you will need Airtable account where you're actually going to set up front end for our application. We will need NNN account for backend processes, Supabase account for cloud storage, Google Cloud account for cloud functions, Replicate account for AI models, and Hugging Face for AI repositories. Before the scenario revision, I also would like to give more context to guys who are really not familiar with Flux or Replicate and stuff like this. So Flux is an AI model for text-to-image generation. Replicate is a platform where such models are hosted, so you can use them via API. And this is what actually we are going to do in this tutorial. Also, during this video, we're going to refer to term LoRA a lot, and LoRA stands for your custom trained AI model, which knows exactly how you look. To create your own LoRA, we're going to use Def LoRA Trainer, and to start using it, there should be a few things set up. Let's start with Airtable. In Airtable, I've got a few tables set up, and let's start with LoRA. Inside LoRA, I've got person's name, I've got images, and those are images I'm going to use to train my custom model. I've got trigger word, and this is the word I'm going to use to refer to the person from the images. I've got record status, and this is just to track the process of LoRA creation is finished or not. I've got button to process the images, and I've got model version reference to another table. Inside model version, I've got ID of the model version and back reference to LoRA. Finally, I have table for predictions, and by prediction, we will call the process of AI image generation. Inside predictions, I've got text field for prompt, and this is the prompt we are going to use to generate an image. We've got reference to LoRA, status, button to generate images, images themselves, prediction ID from Replicate, and model version lookup, and this is just a lookup field to the model version from LoRA. Inside your LoRAs, don't also forget to set up training ID, and this is ID of training from Replicate, which we're going to use to track if things are finished. For now, I'm going to start everything over. So I'm going to create from scratch a new LoRA. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to insert images, and as for images, I really recommend going to README section in Flux Def LoRA Trainer and going through key points for image selection. In general, the best practice is to get 14 images at least of yourself with different facial expressions, with different angles, without any additional objects like people and stuff like that. After image is uploaded, I'm going to set a trigger word. It's going to be Philip, and for now we are good with Airtable and switching to NNN. In NNN we'll have a few scenarios, and we're starting with training flow, and here everything starts with webhook. Be careful, this is get webhook, which is important, and at this point you're gonna select prediction URL, you're going to copy it, you're gonna come back to Airtable, and here inside your button, you're gonna insert the URL over here. And by the way, we will leave the reference for formulas like this below the video. Next step, we're updating LoRA status, and over here there is record ID passed from the first step and status processing. Then we are getting this LoRA by ID from the webhook. Then we are gonna set an array of images from the previous step. Then we are going to split the array of images. We are going to loop over it to extract every image URL, and then we are going to aggregate it. To simplify the process of tutorial, I'm going to open one of successful executions. So as a result of last function aggregate, we will have the list of URLs, and those are just URLs from the images you passed over here. The next step is Google Cloud function. We are using this to create an archived file of images and to pass it later to Replicate. The work work with Cloud Function will involve work with Supabase. So for this reason, you're going to create your Supabase project at this point. In your Supabase project, you will go to storage and you will go to buckets and you're going to create a bucket called files. Inside files, you're going to create a folder called archives. This is the folder we're going to store created archives. Coming back to Cloud Function, you will need to go to your Google Cloud account. So you're going to go to your Google Cloud console, create function. Here you can choose whatever name you would like, then allow authenticated invocations. Then here you're going to use the code we'll attach under the video. Here in the code, please remember to set up, first of all, your project ID in upload URL over here. To get your project ID, you should come back to your Supabase, and actually here at dashboard URL after project, you can just simply extract this. Here in authorization, remember to set up your code, and to get it, you will go to Supabase, you will get to project settings. Here in data API, you're going to go to service role secret key. You're going to reveal and copy it and paste it in this line, completely replace. Here, remember to also set up correct entry point. And to do that, just you're going to copy this, set up over here. Then in package.json, you're going to set up libraries, which also will be attached under the video. And after that, finally, you can press deploy. If you've done everything correctly, you will see that the function is deployed, and you can copy the URL, come back to NNN, and set it up over here. It's a single post request which passes the URLs from the previous step, images URLs, and folder name, which is in this case Airtable record ID of the LoRA which we are working on right now. The next step is generate a signed URL, and this is just the URL of the archive. So at this point, if you've done everything correctly and if you run this scenario, you will see a zip file saved, and this is the zip file of the images you uploaded in Airtable over here. So the next step in NNN is generate signed URL, and this is to get the URL of just uploaded zip. At this point, we are going to do post request, and here what you will need to change, you will need to set your project ID. I already mentioned how to do that. Here you don't need to change anything, but you just need to know that here setting Airtable record ID to get this specific zip from Supabase. Then in authorization, we are setting a key, and I already told you how to set up your own key, so please just replace it over here. The process of signing URL will get back the URL to download this specific zip, and it means we can start training. Here at start training request, we are going to set a post request to replicate to Flux dev LoRA trainer to create our own AI custom model. Here in authorization, you're going to set up your bearer plus API key. To get the key, you will need to go to replicate. In replicate, you're going to go to API tokens. Here in API tokens, you're going to create your token. Here, a few important notes about JSON. In JSON, we are going to pass a bunch of different parameters, which require some explanation. So inside destination, you're going to set a destination model. To set your destination model, you're going to go to replicate again, dashboard, models, create new model, give it any name you would like to, then choose over here, you can choose whatever you want. Then over here, I chose like this hardware, and then just create. When the model is created, you're going to press copy and you're going to insert it over here. Then in HF repo ID, you're going to change a few things. So you're going to sign up and Huggling Face. In Huggling Face, you don't really need to create a new model. So in Huggling Face, you're going to extract the owner and insert the owner over here before the slash. Then at Huggling Face token, we're going to insert our token, and to get the token, you're going to go to Huggling Face again, go to access tokens. Here you're going to create a new token, and you're going to set up a token like this. You're going to switch on everything until this section. After that, just create token, copy, and insert it over here. In input images, you're going to set your project ID. Again, here Supabase your project ID. And here below, I'm going to set up the webhook of my NNN flow, which will accept a signal that the flow is completed. At the last step, I'm going to just save training ID, and here there is nothing special. I'm really just using a LoRA ID from Airtable, and I'm just saving training ID from replicate. So now if I press process, record status will switch to processing, and actually the process of training should get started. Also, as you can see, I have a training ID saved. It means the scenario fully worked. And now I just can grab a coffee and wait for training to be finished. The process of training really takes time. Like, I'm not joking about coffee, because it can take up to 30 or 40 minutes to be done. As I was mentioning, to control the process of training, to know that it's finished, we asked Replicate to send results to webhook. When the training will be completed, we will get the results of training over here. So our training is done, is a status processed. Now I'm going to show you how I'm tracking, like, if it's done. So as I remember, training flow, I set up a webhook, and so this webhook is used to track that the process is finished. And basically this is the flow, and how it works. Initially I get the results from Replicate. It contains training ID first of all. Second, it contains trained model version, so you can see it over here, this line below. What I'm going to do with this information is I'm going to find created LoRA by training ID, and when it's found, I'm going to update LoRA status that obviously it's processed, and then I'm going to create model version. Here I'm going to save replicate ID. I'm going to set Airtable LoRA ID. As a result, you've got model version here in place. This is what it looks like. Now we can get finally to prediction flow, and at this point I think I'm going to start with Airtable. So in Airtable we've got predictions records, and here we've got prompt, and this is where we're setting our prompt. Then in LoRA we are going to refer to our created LoRA. In here in predictions record we've got fields to set. First of all, it's prompt, and here I really had fun with this one. Then in LoRA we are going to set up just created LoRA. Then here in generate, this is a button which works exactly the same way which worked button over here. And if you take a look, I just use exactly the same formula, just with another webhook, and this is another flow which I'm going to take a look now. So at this point you're gonna create another webhook in NNN, and after that set the webhook URL over here. This is how everything looks on the side of NNN. So when we press generate over here, we are gonna pass the record ID. So this is how we can get the prediction record. After getting the prediction, obviously we will have information about prompt. So here, as a result, we can use predictions endpoint, where, by the way, you are gonna again replace your replicate key. And here we are specifying parameters for generated images. So inside the version, we are going to use the version of just created model, and this goes from get prediction Airtable module. Then here we are going to specify the prompt, and prompt again goes from get prediction Airtable module. And here I'm not going to go really into so much details. The only thing you probably can change here is number of outputs. I'm going to change to 4 for now to see 4 images as a result. At this point also create another webhook on NNN where you will get results of prediction, and this webhook is going to be set over here. At the very end I also save prediction ID. It goes from the previous step of running prediction. It's done to track prediction when it's finished. So when it's finished is another flow, and here we're gonna do what? We're gonna find prediction by prediction ID coming from webhook. As the webhook will contain images in it in output, we're gonna save it in images field in Airtable. So now let's check it out, see it in action. I'm gonna press generate. So once I pressed generate images, the status switched to processing. So after waiting for a while, I can see that the results are in place. So let's check it out. That looks fun. That looks also fun. And yeah, that's pretty much me. Now I want to go for Philipp and Geek glasses, and let's see how it looks. Okay, processed. And over here, that looks fun. I really look like Geek. Now I want to go for something more serious, and for now I would like to make professional photos. Yo, what's up, Mr. President? We'll grab this one for LinkedIn. cool as well. And finally, I decided to go for this Philipp and JTI city styles. Results are really fun. So this is what it looks like. Really, it's really cool. I will be really interested to know like what prompts you used and what results you got. Please share in comments. In case you face any questions, leave in comments as well. That's it for today. Thank you and see you again.